Hello, I'm Minus Thinking, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe and stick by until the very end.
Ah! Some of that affection is the very nation. Its eminence is the very definition. Liberty primary targets.
The two most
Edition
important
and
men in my
all.
life.
Liberation Chinese invaders.
He loves
Alaska.
that.
Communism is the very definition of failure.
Miss the World Series? Not gonna happen.
Mom, you should come and see this.
Initiating directive. We're trying to get confirmation.
What?
We seem to have lost contact with our affiliate stations.
Fallout Season 1, I'm finally talking about it. Originally I was planning on talking about Season 1, but I figured that at the time, since Season 2 released recently, that I'd, release a review for Season 2 as opposed to Season 1, to riding to popularity wave, I guess you could say. But, now I'm finally talking about it. So, is Season 1 good? In short, yes, and I would say it does a pretty good adaptation of the Fallout. Well, it's not really an adaptation, more like just a continuation. Personally, I would have preferred a video game, another video game in the installment, since apparently Fallout 5 is going to release in 2038. I think I could be wrong, but I know it's not close anytime soon, that's for sure. And getting a TV show is not what I was expected, and admittedly I was disappointed back when I heard about Season 1 releasing. Because in my mind I was thinking, aw man, this is gonna suck, because, Todd Howard and all that, so I was just expecting the worst case scenario from this TV show. But from, I guess, purely fan reception wise, it was pretty good. Granted, it kind of alienates the hardcore fan, like New Vegas and 3 fans, but to be fair, I don't think Todd Howard cares about that, or anyone in Bethesda really cares if it's dragging in a bunch of fans and all that. Could be wrong, but hey, that's from what I've seen, that's personally what I think. And admittedly, it has isolated fans of the series, hardcore fans, not regular, nothing. Not that I'm against newer fans getting into the series. It's just I think me and a bunch of other people would have liked to seen a return to form. Back when Fallout New Vegas and 3 were the standard, and Fallout 4 wasn't too simple or dumbed down just to appeal to fans, and thought because Fallout 4 was more charming it was good. Fallout 4 is a good game, but it's not a good Fallout game. I'm not sure what YouTuber said that, but I remember if you watching a review for the Fallout series, or some guy commentating, or whatever the video was, and he said that Fallout 4 is a good game, which because there's a lot of stuff to appreciate about it, but a bad Fallout game, because I would say it does a lot of things wrong, like the retcons and all that. But the TV show, it is fine, I would say. For a TV show about Fallout, I would say it's fine. It's no Nuka Break, but it's still definitely fine, honestly. And I would say it achieves a pretty good amount of stuff I expect from a Fallout show, too. It was pretty good. Fallout Season 1 released in April 10th, 2024, to a total of 8 episodes. And surprisingly, despite how Prime has treated other video game adaptations, this one's perfectly fine, I would say. Twisted Metal and Halo, I hear negative things about, but this show did better, honestly. With it having a 94 on Rotten Tomatoes, 8.3 on IMDb, and overall just having pretty positive reception from what I've heard. And a lot of people use this series to cite that video game adaptations are making a comeback, because in the past they've always been terrible, but now they're starting to improve, which I would say is a fair comparison considering what I've seen from other video game adaptations. But at the same time, the Borderlands movie has set us back pretty far. But season one of the Fallout show is pretty good and pretty critically acclaimed, as I said before. So, what is season one of Fallout even about? Well, season one follows three main characters: Lucy, Maximus, and the Ghoul, each of them giving their own perspective throughout the series. Lucy is mostly from the perspective of, I'm guessing this is personally like a headcanon of mine, but I think Lucy is supposed to be symbolism for like new fans of the series, seeing how the world is for the first time, so that way newer fans can connect to her. But that is just my headcanon. It could just be cool, like something else entirely. Now, in my headcanon, if Lucy is supposed to be the average fan, then where does the rest fit in? Well, I think Maximus is supposed to be the average fan of Fallout, who knows half of what Fallout's about and half of what it's not about. Sort of like in between. And he's mostly just the guy who knows more about the Commonwealth than, well, not Commonwealth, more about like what happened to the United States at least, like about all the nuclear bombs and all that, and the factions that came up and all that, with him being a former resident of the NCR. And side note, the NCR is no longer a faction. Well, at least not as big as it was in New Vegas and all that. In season 2, they do appear again, but not as they were back in like Fallout New Vegas or 2 or all that. I would argue they're more like season 1, where they were barely founded. Because not that they're being founded again, more like just that they're on their knees like they were in Fallout 1 and all that. But I think Maximus is often paired with Lucy due to how, I guess the way I see it is that Maximus is supposed to be an average fan and Lucy is a new fan getting into the series, and they're kind of supposed to like bounce off each other because, you know, like a friend like introduces you or something like that. And his story is interesting. I personally like it. His is just that he joined the Brotherhood after the capital of the NCR was destroyed. And he joined because the Brotherhood saved them after the destruction of Shady Sands. So, he's a squire, but due to like an incident that happened with a Yao Guai, his knight that he was accompanying gets killed and is wearing the suit throughout most of the series until he loses it because of the power core and all that runs out of battery. So yeah. Oh, he's also accompanied by Thaddeus too. Great character. It's pretty funny, I would say, in his own right. And yeah, he doesn't really do much story wise, but he does do like what he does do is pretty entertaining, I will admit. Yeah, he becomes a ghoul by the end of the series, and you can see more of that in season 2. Granted, not as much, but I don't even know if he's becoming a ghoul because he doesn't do typical ghoul stuff, you know. So yeah, but I probably should have said that for my season 2 review. I don't know if I did say that, but either way. Now, if Lucy is the newcomer and Maximus is the average fan, then where does the ghoul fit in my head canon? Personally, the way I see the ghoul is he's more like the seasoned veteran that knows a lot of stuff, and there's very few things he doesn't know. Mostly because before he was a ghoul, he was actually a regular human living pre-war, and was an actor, and had a good life, had a wife and kids and all that, till one day an agent came up to him and told him to spy on his wife because his wife was working for Vault-Tec, and the spy was suspicious that Vault-Tec is doing something bad and all that. And turns out she is, and over the course of the series you find out generally what Vault-Tec is doing and how they did it and all that. And at the end they reveal that Vault-Tec could have potentially dropped the bombs. A lot of people interpreted that they did, but I've honestly not sure if that's what they were implying fully. They probably has, and it just flew over my head, but hey, I could be wrong. And throughout the series, he's just mostly he's paired with Lucy a lot, mostly because I imagine in my headcanon at least, the seasoned veteran and the newbie like collabing, I guess, is nice, I guess, for the audience. But I guess like a teacher explaining everything, I guess that could be it to like a new person. But anyway, the ghoul most and they bond together because of their mutual like looking for Lucy's father, because Lucy's father left the vault, and the ghoul is looking for him because it turns out that Lucy's father actually lived before the pre-war, but was just cryogly frozen. I think that's what that was. From season 2, it's revealed that like a bunch of pre-war people were frozen and all that. So yeah, and Lucy just wants answers for the vault, and she ends up finding out, oh shoot, my dad's responsible for killing like thousands of people, Shady Sands, and all that. Spoilers. I'm pretty confident I said this before, but NCR does not exist anymore because of Lucy's father. But the ghoul just wants to know where his family is, so he's looking for him. Because, like, after the bombs dropped, I think they get... Well, I'm pretty confident they get separated, obviously. He's looking for them for a reason, but... To my knowledge, I don't think it's explained how exactly, because the last time we see the ghoul and his wife and family is... Well, his wife wasn't there, but his daughter was with him. Like, in the first episode of Fallout, you can see that the ghoul and his daughter are like performing at a birthday party, and then like the bombs drop, and then they're like riding off on a horse. And I'm not really sure, like, to mine, I could be forgetting something, but I'm not sure if it's shown how they got separated. But yeah, I'm pretty confident they are alive because of information received in season 2. And yeah, I would say the ghoul, like all 3 characters in the series are pretty good. For representation wise, this is just a headcanon at the end of the day and could just be completely unintentional or false, but the way I see it in my game theory, I guess you could say, is that they're all like supposed to represent different types of people who are interested in the Fallout series. Now, with that plot in mind, is it good at what it does? I would say yes. It I know there's like hard like fans that hate the series because of all it does. Admittedly, I would say I'm partially on that boat too, and at the same time, I do find enjoyment from the show. And just like to say, like, if you like this show for what it is, I would say there's no hate. It's just, I would say it's more of like a seasoned veteran thing that cares about, you know? And so, yeah, I would say the show is good, I would say. Like, if you're looking, like, real deep into, like, the story and all that, I would say you would have some complaints. Like, don't get me wrong, I've seen, like, my share of people ranting about how the show isn't good because of story-wise. And I would say that's fine. They have their own reasons for believing that, and personally, I partially believe the same too. But overall, if you're looking at like from a purely enjoyment standpoint, then yeah, I would say the Fallout show is pretty good. And admittedly, at first when it came out, I didn't like what they did with the NCR. Like, just I thought it was utter garbage that they just got rid of the NCR, because they were personally my favorite faction in the whole Fallout series. But over time, I was just thinking, maybe that was intentional because war never changes. So that way, anytime people try like making a prosperous society, they'll just strangle each other out. There was this very good video by Oxborn saying, the Fallout YouTuber Oxborn, saying how war never changes and explaining a bunch of times in history, both in real life and in the Fallout universe, on how there's been people who have made prosperous societies and all that, only for it to get sabotaged by himself. So I saw that video, and then like I started thinking, I'm like, oh wow, you know, maybe it wasn't the worst decision they've ever made. Granted, they've made worse decisions, like making the assault rifle in Fallout 4, or like retconning it to make it more 1950s, I guess you could say. But overall, I would say the series is good for what it is, like an enjoyable series. but story wise, yeah, I would say it's close to not be. It's I would say middling story wise. So overall, it's good. It's good as an enjoyer and middling as someone who's interested in the story and all that, like a seasoned veteran and all that. So to answer the question from the title of the video, yes, it is good, and there's no hate. I know I've hated on Bethesda for like changing a bunch of stuff for the Fallout series, but if you like Fallout, then at the end of the day you like it. I can't really say much to do it. Like most of the problems I have is just consistency and all that. And personally, I think if you're like a new fan, I don't think you would. I don't think most fans care about like the story at all. So if you like Fallout, then you like Fallout. There's nothing much. So I'm pretty confident I've said everything I want to said. If I missed out some things, feel free to point that out. If you have your own takes, speak. Like I'm open to suggestions in the comment section below. And I may if I've made mistakes, feel free to like point them out or anything. And yeah, I think that should be all for now. Admittedly, I did rush this video because I was behind because I was busy with a few stuff IRL. So yeah, if like I'm pretty confident I got at least one thing, well at the very least one thing wrong in this video. I'm open to me being wrong with like other stuff, but yeah. Overall, I'm sorry if this video isn't like the same quality as it was before. This was a bit rushed. And I knew I was promising to make something music themed, but I thought I might as well continue with like Fallout because I said I would do that eventually. And now when season 3 comes out, I can actually make that on time. So yeah. But anyway, I'm Mindless Sneaky, and thanks for watching.